Più spazio a bordo, facilità di manovra.
More space on board, ease of maneuvering, and then comfort both during navigation and at anchor. I could go on for hours because the advantages that multi-hulls have over mono-hulls are many. Basically, it is now inevitable. The Power Cats are sailing into the spotlight. And so today, I'm in Cannes, France to try this, the Tesoro T38 Power Cat. Let's get started. This is The Boat Show. In recent years, the Spanish shipyard, Tesoro Yachts, has consolidated its position on the market with the production of well-made walk-around models, boasting excellent onboard livability and comfort. Will their new T38 Power Cat live up to its predecessors? At the stern, the swimming platform designed by the Tesoro Yacht team in collaboration with Opac Mer is big. What am I saying? It's huge. Just imagine, 1.7 meters by 4.4 meters. This is in its standard version, which is fixed, but you can also have the semi-movable version as an optional, which, in addition to having the two walkways that surround the two outboard engines, it can have a central section that can lower the level of the water or raise to facilitate descent to the dock if it's too high. These two parts, to prevent the wake drag, lift in this manner, becoming like wings. There we go. The cockpit was developed with two mirrored C-shaped seats with offset bases which further increase the perception of spaciousness in this area. In the centre are two telescopic electric or manual small tables, which, when lowered, complete the two large sunbeds.
Sui Power Cat questa è una delle zone che impressiona di più.
On Power Cats, this is one of the most impressive areas because visually you don't perceive the durability of the hulls, but rather you forget that you are on board a boat of less than 12 metres because the maximum beam here, 4.43 metres, measurements which are typically nominal for 50-foot boats and not 38-foot ones. Along the longitudinal axis of the hull, the long central walkway seamlessly connects the stern area with the bow area without interruption. Just a small step raises the forward living area. On the starboard side, the helm station is made up of two high-quality single seats designed by Besenzoni. On the opposite hull, we find a large kitchen with a wet bar module with space for storing drinks, the possibility of installing up to 3 refrigerators, a grill or an induction plate, and the sink. In addition to 2 plexiglass windshields, one for each hull, the bow area features a large U-shaped seat with 2 chaise lounges and a central, removable or telescopic table to complete the sun pad area. Here at the bow, there is not a square centimetre that is not soft, and this perfectly expresses the DNA of this boat. Lots of space to be in company, enjoy music, the sea, and a few drinks. Keep in mind that here in the bow alone there are 22 cup holders. Fantastic! Through 2 gull-wing doors, you have access to the 2 mirror-image twin cabins, one in each hull. This ensures maximum privacy on board. The arrangement of the beds was arranged in the bow part of the hulls. A particular choice was to divide the bathroom area into 2 separate areas, thus using the hallway for the sink and the toilet and the shower towards the stern. The essences, colours and most of the furnishing complements are all items that can be customised to the owner's needs and preferences. Meanwhile, here in Cannes, the sun is setting on the mountain outline. The evening has arrived, and I can't wait to try this T38 Power Cat at sunset in front of the La Croisette. Wonderful! Before giving a little gas, I have to do something very important. As I said before, we raise our wings back there so as not to drag the wake, or better yet, to drag it as little as possible. Here we go. We have established seaworthiness. Today we have two Mercury Varados with 400 horsepower each at the stern, 800 horsepower total, which is the maximum power that can be installed on this model. Also possible is the version with dual stern drive engines. The choice in this case would be between Volvo Penta's D4s, either with 300 or 320 horsepower. Let's start by bringing it into planing mode. Then I want to draw your attention to two specific aspects. We're doing 8 knots.
La scia non è ancora staccata però.
However, the wake hasn't detached yet. Here we are right on the verge of planing. Even the water on the swimming platform is much less, which means that we have detached the wake. I'm doing 10 knots, we're consuming 40 litres per hour per engine. But I really feel the need to give it a bit more power, a bit more gas. It needs to break free and stretch out on the sea. In fact, even the wake is becoming increasingly neater.
Uno dei focus di cui vi parlavo prima.
One of the aspects I wanted to draw your attention to was the stern platform. It's exceptionally long and truly massive. This was one of the concerns that came to mind as soon as I saw the project. I asked myself, how will it handle navigation? How will they manage to avoid dragging through the water? Well, they found a solution. By raising the two wings, the engines are certainly freer and the turbulence created does not impact the surface of the platform above. This was an excellent insight.
Un altro fattore su cui focalizzarci, naturalmente, è questo immenso T-top.
Another aspect to focus on, of course, is the immense T-top. It's called Cullion, and it's a project made entirely of carbon fibre. Only the two poles on the two anchoring points of the bow deckhouse are made of steel. Everything else is carbon, even the stern poles, those that rest on the entire gunwale.
Sapete qual è il peso complessivo? Solo 200.
Do you know what the total weight is? Only 290 kilograms. This means that the centre of gravity of the boat is very low, despite the T-top area being gigantic. If you wanted, you could put a television here that comes down. The boat would be even more beautiful. At 20 knots, it's consuming 100 litres per hour. One of the strangest things I like to do with this type of boat, of course, is veering, because instead of leaning on one side and enjoying a leaning turn, as you can do with a motorbike, here it's like being on a go-kart, so centrifugal force shoots us the other way. Let's try.
Vado prima piano, la sensazione è veramente particolare.
I'm going slowly at first. The sensation is truly unique, and now I'm trying to tighten the turn even more. There's a bit of a wave. Let's see if we get wet. No. Evidently, there's good water deflection from the front sides of the boat. They do a great job. Okay, I'm tightening the turn even more. I point myself with my foot and lean inward, because otherwise I'll be thrown out. Moreover, the tighter I make the turn, the sharper it becomes. The more I tighten it, the sharper it gets. Here's a piece of advice. Since the bow area is beautiful and you might want to stay up front when veering, be careful because the stanchions and the entire pulpit are a bit low. So while navigating, you must always stay inside. Now, however, my favourite moment has arrived because the shipyard declares that with this type of engine, which is the maximum power that can be installed, that being 800 horsepower, the new T38 Power Cat from Tesoro Yachts can reach 30 knots. And today, as always, I have two goals: one to reach them, two to exceed them. Full throttle open. Following C, with the throttle fully open without touching the trim, we reached 25 knots.
Però sento l'esigenza di tirarlo su. Anzi, di tirarli su, gli scaffi.
But I feel the need to lift it up, or rather, to lift up the hulls. I also check the wake. The swimming platform behind is really huge. I have to be careful not to overdo the trim. A little more. let's see if we can continue to increase the speed. 27, 28. And I would say that with the wrong propellers, the setting is still not optimal, although 28 knots is an excellent result.
8 nodi sono un ottimo risultato. Una delle cose più belle che si può fare in mare è condividere il proprio.
One of the best things you can do at sea is share your journey. And here, with all this space and with whoever you want, you can really enjoy it.